Sounds like the jungle.
This is a really heavy duty cart. It's actually a stock picking cart. And I got a fantastic deal on it, as you can see. New, they sell for over $1,000. I use it as my clamping and glue station. Works really well for that. It's on wheels and can hold 1,000 pounds, so very versatile. Another thing to look for at restaurant auctions are these solid maple tables. They're 2-inch tabletops, and I've got some amazing deals on them.
People are starting to learn and figure it out, so the prices have gone up a bit. But this is what I've paid for these tables. And these big ones, the tops, were 3 feet wide by 7 feet long. So there's huge pieces of maple. They're laminated, obviously, from looks like 2-inch pieces, but it's maple. There's all kinds of things that you can do with it. If you want to use it as a tabletop yourself, you can do that. I've made a couple of benches like this that turned out really good. You're not going to find a better price on maple. Now, you want to be careful that if you're buying it sight unseen, that it's not just shitty particle boards with a veneer on top. So just be careful. Make sure that it's solid maple. This cart is a monster cart, and I think I paid 15 or 20 bucks for this, if you can believe that. I don't know what it was used for. There's a hitch on the back, so I'm guessing they had a series of these to pull stuff around. It's got these heavy-duty steel shelving. You could turn it into a great tool cabinet, nice plywood tool cabinet with doors. You could do that. There's all kinds of things you can do. I use it to store all my little scrap pieces of plywood, mostly. This is another good example of an auction find. This was actually a hospital cart. Really good heavy-duty casters on it. That is very well built. It's solid. Got a plastic top. It's even got a little slide-out table there. Came with the 4 drawers, which I needed more drawer space, so I just built these wooden drawers up here. Got this from a restaurant auction as well. It didn't have the front on. I put that on myself, so it came with it open. I got 2 of these. The other one I didn't put a front on because I use it for something different. But I use this one just to keep all my scrap plywood in it. It's got really, really good casters on it, really heavy duty, so I can actually wheel it outside and just dump it in my fire pit. So it's quite handy. I paid $15 for each of these. I got 2 of them. Same thing here. I got this little cart. I use it to keep all my scrap cutoffs. Handy to keep it by my table saw. This is another restaurant auction purchase that I turned into my miter saw stand. You've been to a cafeteria and seen those carts that have the plates in them, and they're spring loaded, so the more plates, then it goes down, so when you take plates, they come off. That's what this was. I ripped the guts out, and I got some really good springs out of it too. And some other parts, some good stainless steel parts. But it just happened to be able to fit both a little shop vac, which I got from the auction. Forget what I paid for it, but it wasn't much. You can see it in there. So it's totally self-contained. Got a little shop vac, and I've got my little dust deputy inside there. So wherever I want this in my shop, I'll just wheel it around. But a really good example of something you can get from a restaurant auction and repurpose it to fit whatever you want to do. Saves you the cost and time from actually building the cabinet part itself. I couldn't have bought the wheels for what I paid for this thing. This is how much I paid for it. I forget off the top of my head, but it's right here. These carts are another great find, and they sell for cheap. This one's plastic. It's the only plastic one I've got. All the other ones are stainless steel, which I'll show you in a second. It's got all of these slots, so I just made some drawers that I could just slide in there. But these are very versatile carts. There's all kinds of different things that you could use them for. Great for storage. I've also had a lot of luck finding old office furniture, like this cabinet here. It's very well built. It didn't have wheels, but I just put it on a dolly. So even though I don't, I could wheel it around if I want. But you'll find these at auctions all over the place. And I think I paid $20 for this. Same thing for this cabinet. I bought it at an auction. I forget what I paid for it, but I think it was around $25. I think I paid $10 or $15 for this one. It used to be a display for Life water, and I'm using it as my janitor cart, utility cart. Got all my hoses, my garbage bags, paper towel. I've got the bottom filled with these big bolts that I got from the auction. Go figure. I'm just using that as ballast. So it's probably about 40 pounds worth of bolts. That way it won't tip over if it gets too top heavy with all my hoses. I could do a Blue Man Group thing here. These green tubs, again, from a restaurant auction, and they work really, really well for keeping scrap wood. This is where I keep all of my hardwood scraps, which is, I've got a lot of them. This is the other cart that I got, like the one under my table saw. So I had two of these. I paid $15 each. Casters on them are worth way more than that each. They're even locking casters, which is a bonus. Really durable, solid plastic, great for storing whatever. That's a typical restaurant auction find that nobody else seems to want except for us woodworker shop guys. This is another repurposed cart that I keep my plywood scraps in. It was open. I put these sides on and this just to enclose it. Again, I'm not sure what it was used for, but it's something used in the restaurant industry. It's got really nice wheels on it. You're getting sick of me saying that, aren't you? Talking about the wheels and the casters all the time. One of my favorite ideas is this bottom drawer. Just simply got 4 wheels that are non-rotating, one-way wheels. And I got these plastic tubs from Home Depot in the concrete section. They're for hand mixing concrete and grout, but they work great as tubs for wood. And this is all, it's actually curly maple that I got from a friend of mine that was burning it. It was in his fire pit until I said, absolutely not going to happen. And I've actually used quite a bit of it, but those are both completely full of nice curly maple. Hell of a deal. So that works really, really well. Strongly suggest doing something like that. These carts here are a dime a dozen at restaurant auctions. And you're probably thinking of 3 or 4 different things that you could use this cart for. Shelving, toolbox, wood storage like I do. There's a ton of different ideas that you could come up with, I'm sure. This one is the same concept as that one, but this one was actually used for food storage and transportation to keep it warm or cool. It would actually make a fantastic smoker. This one's got this big steel door that closes ridiculously tight. I may turn it into a smoker one of these days, but for now, it's keeping all my wood scraps. This cart here, I believe it was used for carrying plates, like dinner plates. Stack them in, but I'm not sure. Check out them wheels. Love those casters. It's got brakes on it. Stainless steel, 2 shelves, one on each side. When I bought it, I had no idea what I was going to do with it, but it turned into a fantastic pallet milling station. For all the pallets that I mill, this side's got all of the ones that I've processed and got them all milled. And then this side over here is the pieces that I haven't got to yet. So I need to mill these down. And since we're here, I found this wood. I want to make sure you can see this because I got a question for you. I found this wood on a pallet. And if anyone has any idea what kind of wood this is, could you please in the comments tell me? My guess was that it's hickory, but I just love the wood grain in it. And it's a really, really hard, dense, almost feels like glass. But it's really one of the best pallet finds that I've discovered. And I got quite a few pieces of it. Also got this from a pallet. the nice spalted maple. It was a whole pallet that was made of wood like that. So another really good find. This is one of my more recent purchases from, take a wild guess. Yes, a restaurant auction. Stainless steel, heavy duty casters, swivel casters. And right now I'm just using it to store my bigger pieces of hardwood. When I bought it, I envisioned turning it into like making plywood walls and shelves and turn it into a tool cabinet. But I don't know, I may just keep it like this. One of the things that intrigued me about it was all of these cross braces right here. They're spaced just perfectly so I could put shelving in there and have adjustable shelving that just sits on here with a little dado or something that locks it in place. This is another example of a typical cart that you'll find at the auction. Stainless steel, solid, well built. I've had this for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. I paid $30 for this one. And that's kind of a typical ballpark price for something like this. These are used in the restaurant industry for, I don't know what, but they use them. There's different sizes, but the larger size, they're all the same width and different length. As an example, so here's a different one, a little bit longer, but the same width. The advantage of having the width the same for all the different lengths is they'll all fit in the same slots. There's all kinds of different sizes. I prefer the clear ones, mainly because you don't need to look in it to see what's in it. You can look through it, which in a situation like I've got up here is obviously an advantage. But they also come in stainless steel, like this one, and you can get lids for them as well, either stainless steel or clear lids. But they're really, really great for storing screws and nuts and bolts and little hardware things. I use them a lot. It was a Kit Kat display. I believe I paid $10 for it. So it's incredibly cheap. And I just made these little wooden boxes that fit in each of these. So again, a great solution for a variety of different things. One of the things that I really enjoy doing is repurposing restaurant stuff, and you'll see that as we go through. I've repurposed a lot of things